All right, welcome to the relationship show. This one is on presuppositions and how they shape meaning. So, this woman writes that she's tired of being looked at as some kind of sex object. She says, I'm actually taking a break from men and dating because it seems like every man I encounter only wants me for one thing, pussy. And I know for some reason that's cool, but not for me. In my opinion, sex is pointless if you don't have true feelings for the person. Anyway, I'm 22 and I've been in two relationships and a few dates. So she's new. She's only been in two relationships, a few dates in her life. And she's 22. And so she's kind of like structured, if you will, about sex. Um, every guy I was in love with only felt lust for me and treated me like crap otherwise. So she's had some experience in her past that now she's letting those experiences shape her future relationships. It actually makes me pretty sad that men only see me as some kind of sex object when I have so much to offer. Do they really? Are they just initiating sex or trying to initiate sex and then you take it as that meaning? What's kind of going on? I have a great personality and can hold decent conversations. I'm kind, caring, and reliable, but every time I meet someone and think it's going great, boom, he wants to fuck. I also once had a great connection with a guy and we had so much chemistry. It was truly magical. In the end, I learned that it was all a ploy to get me to fuck. If you have a great connection with someone, it's like assuming that is a ploy just because he brings up sex. Yeah, she's 22. She's only been in two relationships, doesn't really have like a structure, but I mean, sex happens in relationships. And it's like every time a guy tries to like have sex with you, if you interpret it as he's just he doesn't really care about me, if that's what your meaning is, then you're always going to have that meaning unless you change something. I almost gave in, but backed off because I wanted a romantic relationship, not some fuck buddy stuff. It genuinely makes me feel disgusted. How do I stop feeling like this? Well, it's like she's saying, I wanted a romantic relationship. Well, in romantic relationships, there's sex, It's like, there's, it genuinely makes me feel disgusted. How do I stop feeling like this? Well, it's really your interpretation. I don't know what's happening with, how these guys are approaching sex or like how many dates you're going on for sex, or if you're in like a committed relationship and then he tries to have sex with you and then you like decline him. So I don't know all the background context with this, but just from reading this, it really uncovers like your presuppositions about what sex means. And so it's like, to you, maybe she's a virgin, maybe um, and she's never had sex before, so it has like a big meaning. And so it's almost like she's putting so much importance on sex and thinking that guys are just, when you think that guys are just coming after you for sex, everything's going to go through that filter. So even like with the guy she was talking about who she had a really good connection with, it was like everything's going great, but then I have this filter, and then if you ever like step across this filter, then it's like, okay, now the whole thing means that you are, her word was like doing a ploy to basically like scheming to just get in her pants. um but if you're in relationships, it's like sex happens. So it's like, she's inexperienced, she's 22, maybe never had sex before. So it's just like one of those things that when you're, I guess, beginning, you put a lot of importance on sex. um And so there you go. It's like your presuppositions towards sex and towards other things really shape the meaning of what you do and what you experience.